So there you go. I risk you, mate. Stop when you turn left and where the boats are on the Wall Street. Travel straight through that orange traffic light without making any effort whatsoever to stop.
Kev just ducked out to grab some milk, and he
Все,
didn't
я
know.
тебя... О, появилось что-то новое. Это этот же. Ой.
7-year-old Kev isn't afraid of pushing the limits, but is that
Фиолетовый весь. Тим, ну как-то темный. Ой, деревья не нравятся. Ой, какие-то. Ха. Деревья не нравятся, какие-то вонючие. Жесть какая. Вон деревья. Ой, мне такие не нравятся. Жесть какая.
if you're stopped by police, you're just as likely to be tested for drugs as alcohol.
Unfortunately, recently, so really the drug test was just too long to come up, and then you get a positive indication, and that'll be a second one on each test.
And it's proving effective, with officers able to get results in a matter of minutes.
Вау, что за... Что-то за вилла какая-то или что? О, жесть. Ну, 45. Что за дом какой-то? Не пойму. Вот это упало. Интересный. Вот это упало. Дом интересный. Я знаю, на территории. Вон флаг стоит. Вон. Вот. Вон. Дом. Ага, он еще один. Пристройка идет. Я запомнил. Что такое какая-то фигня? Здесь какие-то... Вы чего? Что-то ну так... Сделано. Вилла какая, ну вау. Ну пустая, бред.
And on this Sunday night out west, officers Wade and Harkins are ready for anything out of the ordinary. When a falcon pulls up on a dark stretch of road, it's something worth investigating.
Где он? А, желтый дом. В желтом стиле. Там в желтом цвете. Прикольно дом. Какая-то многоэтажка, что такое.
Not only is he a disqualified driver, he also appears heavily affected by alcohol.
So how long ago was the last time?
О,
You know he doesn't.
ого! Ё-моё! Ого!
The elderly owner of the vehicle also appears.
Квартиры.
Alarm constant blow until I say stop.
5 флот. 5? Пятиэтажка, по-моему. Наверху. Ого! Огромно! Ого! Ого! Вот это было громадина. Ого! А ну. Что там упал? Я посмотрел же, вот это. Ну ты жесть, блин. Первый раз такое. А у всего священное. Да была похожая. О! Это сразу. Да, сразу разбыло. А окна? Да он и один вход. Он и он еще. Он и он. А внутри мусор. Задолбало, блин. На тройку. Офигенно. О. А ну. Иди сейчас рядом. Да. Сделай. Ой. А блин, я еще не все. Там пало. Еще какие-то. Какой-то. Хотел. Там как это дом какой-то квартирный, двухэтажный. Понял? Чего, блин? Чего? Что, воздушный шар? Я знаю, что это воздушные шары. Понял. Тут, по-моему, в аренду или как их? Шары воздушные. Ну, прикольно. Не, здорово все. Нет. 97, слишком.
In England, 27-year-old Mitch was out celebrating his soccer team's win.
О. Это Darkness. Черный дом, темный. О, какой. Ого. Там, ну, по фонарю понятно. Чуть дверь открыта. Чуть. Я еще такую, там дверь закрыта. О, дверь открыта. Зачем? Что за бред? Что ты делаешь? Нафига? А ну. Бред, блин. Дверь открыта. Блин, какая-то... Неинтересно. Чё?
Mitch may have won the soccer pitch, but this is one game he could be about to lose.
Рождественский. Привезли мусор. Вот я сразу коробки, там тоже мусор, лестница тоже. Я такой был уже. Я такой, похоже, был уже. Такой же дом. Я такой был уже, похоже. Розовый. Пинк. Чего? Барби, Пинхаус. Барби. Рождественский. Ну, прикольный. Ну, такой. Чего? Отель? 4 номера. А, да, я уже помню. Он 1 и 4. С 1 по 4. Чего? Вряд ли загружено. Это упало. Нет.
And now he's pushing his luck with police.
We can take out the 10 out from the things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's
Ого. Ой-ой-ой. Стена нет. Вот. Ого. Как так? Что случилось? Ого. Жесть. Это видео в дом похоже. Нет. Ну блин. Ну жесть. Ого. Стена идет. Жесть. Нет. Этого не было. Ё-моё. Ох, ёбаный, стены вообще нет. О, жесть. Там нет стены. Что стены дома нет? Жесть. Вот это дом. О, ну, на входе нет. Стены дома нет. Стены нет. Выбита или выломана, не знаю. Зато упало. Жесть, ну и дом, блин. Ну, да ну блин, да. А, вот это я помню. Зато упало. Не получится. Там слишком много домов. У меня вот этот. О, появился этот. Да. Ну. Да это тут работают еще всякие. Это делаю дом.
Well, it's good to see that, you took my advice. Nicole still has to wait for the final lab result. But for now, the message is loud and clear.
Да, да, это мне надо бы сделать.
He's been out on an all-day bender.
Long time to blow to like that stuff.
The fact he even got behind the wheel of the car is a frightening reality.
Здесь рынка какая-то через загадочная.
At this stage, you are under arrest.
At a staggering .238, he's blown almost 5 times over the legal limit.
You're going to stay calm, you can come with me. Alright. Just into the back of the police car.
He's looking at being charged with driving while disqualified, and if he goes over high range PCA, he can be looking at jail.
And the job again.
I think he knows he's in trouble, and
That's it, though.
he's not
That's it,
really
though.
happy about it.
You're going to get a fine, man.
Yes, I know that.
For letting him drive without a driver's license.
But a fine isn't the only thing slip.
She is right.
Yeah, I know.
You put everybody else's life.
That's it, though. That's it, though.
Giving a lift
That's
to
it, though.
a fight after a session at the pub landed
That's
Mitch
it, though.
on
That's
police
it, though.
terms.
That's it, though.
He was right on
That's it, though. Well, I mean.
admitting to 2 years. His alcohol level could be on the way up.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
come back at 0.033. So you've gone under. You're free to go. And I hope you've learned from this, mate.
Yeah. Mitch has dodged a red card from the poison blue. Relieved. Well, he's not only saved his license, but his job as well.
You got a smile on your face this time? We all might warm to a guy like Mitchell. You know, he wasn't quite a nice fun guy. But he's taken a risk. And he's put not only his life at danger, he's put the lives of other road users at danger as well. So we've certainly given him something to think about.
What's the big hole when you get out, guys?
Yeah.
Take a seat.
After a 12-hour drinking binge, this disqualified driver blew almost 5 times the limit. To top it off, he's been down this road before.
I was expecting to be locked up. The third time being done for this. Got caught here for doing something stupid. Shouldn't be doing it. At the end of the day, got done for it.
Just 7 months short of getting his license back, he planned a road
Zonde.
trip across Australia.
Maybe always put everything in place, but like you say,
Nou, open, pошла.
it's always a good life.
How many drinks all day? Take a big breath in. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Done.
That's
О! Один зонд и все.
This instrument analyzes a sample of your breath and return a reading of 0.248 grams of alcohol and 210 litres of breath. What do you say to that?
what can I say?
His alcohol reading has actually gone up, and the reality of what he's done yet again is sobering.
I've been to rehab, I've done everything I had to do. But at the end of the day, it doesn't help.
I've got no sympathy for him personally, but he's got to think about the consequences of drink driving. He could kill my family, someone else's family, so he's a risk to the community and doesn't belong on the road.
The driver of the White Falcon was convicted of driving while disqualified and high-range drink driving. He was disqualified for 12 months, sentenced to 12 months in prison, and subjected to an alcohol interlock. His passenger was given a warning for allowing her car to be driven by an unlicensed driver. Nicole's final lab results came back positive to cannabis and negative to methamphetamine. She was found guilty of driving with an illicit substance in her system and given a Section 10A bond. For not stopping at the lights, Kevin was fined $415. Tonight on RBT.
Very intoxicated.
Пронесено.
I've got 2 young kids in the car. She's running blindness and taking a massive risk. I would suggest he's had quite a lot 3 or 4 hours ago. You need your license for it and absolutely screwed about it.
We got that change, and you change your life. Oh, we did.
Turn it off, don't touch anything. When you're left, how are you going to do so? You look right. Stand right. Smell right.
Yeah, all the way to the control, man.
Across Australia, there are now more people driving under the influence of illicit drugs than drink driving.
It's quite a high hit rate for methamphetamines and for cannabis. We're talking between 1 in 4 and 1 in 5 have been tested.
Caught in the crossfire of an ice epidemic
You keep going.
and an apathetic attitude to cannabis,
It's just the only legal office can go and smoke cannabis. and then stick your mum through the wheel of the car and drive around where mums and dads and kids are on the road.
Police are accepting reports.
Like fish line substance to the ice.
Well, you take a stand in, mate.
And they're responding by conducting more mobile drug testing than ever before. In southwestern Sydney,
Сейчас полотенце, блин, впало.
on the tail of a suspect vehicle with C plates.
Это, блин. О, вроде было. Давай. Да, блин. Ну давай. О. Наконец-то. Высота упала.
Any alcohol today at all? Got a bottle for you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did you do any drugs at all? No. Nothing? When was the last time? Oh, years ago? Yeah. All right.
Это вообще изи. Все, уже этот туалет закрою. Он уже сделан.
Thanks, guys. Come back and have a chat here.
No worries, thank you.
45-year-old Catherine is driving her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend home.
Good because she got kicked in the car too, so that's a
This mother of 6 says she hasn't touched drugs for years. But the test might tell a different story.
Высота упала.
There's a strong protection for methamphetamine quite quickly. It's extremely concerning. We've got 2 young teenage kids in the car. And she's running the gauntlet and taking a massive risk.
Hey, Catherine, your outside drug test come back. Unfortunately, it's come back detecting meth in the system. Okay. I can only go by that test, okay? So at this point in time, you are under arrest, okay?
As quick as possible for you, mate.
Уже сделан.
As her teenage daughter drives away, Catherine is left to contemplate a possible drug driving conviction.
She seems pretty adamant. There should be nothing in the system. See what the test results show.
Year after year, drivers on the northern beaches of Sydney continue to be the worst drink driving offenders in the state. It's a statistic police desperately want to change.
Ну еще тоже считается.
The worst of the worst offenders are often tradies. These are blokes who swing by the pub or a mate's place for a few cold beers after knock-off.
My name's Senior Councillor Fernandez and from Northern Beaches High Patrol. Right, have you any alcohol tonight? I did have a couple of beers on that first, but just needed to count into this one, 1 through to 10 out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's detected alcohol on your breath, okay? So what we'll now do is we'll go on a chew, okay? Blow, 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 stop. Unfortunately, I have to place you under arrest. That's for the purpose of a breath analysis.
Daniel is a pool repair guy, so his ute is more than just a set of wheels.
You know your license for working, obviously.
Man, like I'm absolutely screwed about it. On the edge of the limit, Daniel's reading could go down, or
Зеленый.
might be on its way up. At Gosford Police Station, veteran officer Sergeant Farmer and offsider Senior Constable Bell are starting their mobile night shift, testing for drugs and alcohol.
Sergeant Farmer's probably been in the job as long as I've been around. Good to learn from. He's got a bit of experience.
I've been in the job for 29 years. I did want to join the police force just to try and make a difference. You go out and help people when you can. You don't expect to be congratulated for it or anything. It's just part of the job.
They're heading out into rush hour, a time when impatience and alcohol often prove to be a dangerous mix. They've barely left the station when an all-units emergency call comes over the radio. A driver turned up, apparently drunk, and confronted a female outside a preschool breaching an ABO. Then, he fled the scene in his car. A member of the public called the police. Luckily, he's been stopped before he could do any harm.
He's right. Very intoxicated. Very intoxicated. You could smell it on his voice. And obviously the actions before it with the other police going up behind him trying to pull him over. And he wouldn't stop. So, and apparently when they stopped, it looked like they were stopped.
Excuse me.
Please, Sergeant, look at his head, he's a bit loose.
Sergeant. First of all, have you had anything alcoholic to drink? How many? How many have you had?
I've had about 12.
12?
Закончили.
Terry, I'm Sergeant Farmer from Brisbane Highway Patrol.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sergeant, but I shouldn't be like this, but
I know you shouldn't be like this. This is
my
not
missus
good.
been phoned up on me carrying on. No, I shouldn't be driving.
I know you shouldn't be driving. Very silly, isn't it? All right, just take a deep breath and blow until I tell you to stop. Tell you to stop.
Да, он еще серию.
How many beers did you say you had? Terry? Terry?
27. А можно...
In southwestern Sydney, mother of 6, Catherine, tested positive to a mobile drugs test. She's facing her second test, but still insists she hasn't had any drugs.
When we say it's going to make the bed, you haven't had anything?
No. The kids, so great.
Well, we stop a lot of people with kids and
О, вот это да.
I've seen it been downstairs. We don't want to sit here and get been there, done it. Like, I haven't had anything. It's been a while.
Заколебало. Ебать.
breath and blow until I tell you to stop. Tell you to stop.
С фактами.
How many beers did you say you had? Terry? Terry? Terry?
In southwestern Sydney,
Бу.
mother of 6, Catherine,
Самая уже сезонная версия. Ну, уже релиз игры.
facing her second test, but
Не
still
знаю.
insists she hasn't had any drugs.
О, как тормозила.
No. The kids, so great. Like,
Well, we stop a lot of people with kids and they still
oh,
take
of course I've seen it. I've been there. I've seen it. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and get been there, done it. Like, I haven't had anything. It's been a while. That's what I understand. Don't you?
When you say, why would he move like that?
Oh, I'm looking at 10 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Видел.
I see people over and stuff and they're drinking and smoking pot and stuff like that, so they don't know if they've been told something, what to do. But
Это не за
To go with the piercing.
Это за тупало.
that's what I've done.
Oh, from top of the arm. Why on earth would you decide to do that?
I had cancer and I thought, you know what, I live life. I went and got tattoos and then I got about years after I found out I had breast cancer, I got out of hospital, so I'm going to live life. Go do it. And that's what I did, yeah.
There is a suggestion there that she may have walked into a room where people were
taking or using illicit drugs, and
I don't know. I don't know. Whatever the exchange, so yeah, that could have happened there. I could have been held, I don't know. I think it could have happened, so yeah. I'm not 100% sure.
Catherine admits that she's been there and done it all, and she has the scars to prove it.
My son thought my tattoos, he had a ear infection, and then they went to fix his eardrum and found a tumour. So he was in the hospital at Randwick for a long time. So he started drawing. I took him the day of the surgery, started up that picture. Right, away from the surgery, I even tattooed on my back. One on my back's my kids, that one's my name, and then the other side, the very simple family. Yeah.
With breast cancer and her son's illness far behind her, Catherine was facing a brighter future. A positive drug test now could undo all that. Life without her car is one more burden Catherine cannot face.
My life is everything for me, like it's 5 legs, you know, my penis, everything. So I just got my children, got my daughter. There's nobody in the world. Don't these handcuffs are a bit looser.
In Gosford,
Please come and look at these handcuffs a bit looser.
Sergeant.
Terry is under arrest. He sped away after an alleged assault outside a preschool.
How many have you had?
I've had about 12.
I know you shouldn't be like that. This isn't good. All right, just take a deep breath and blow until I tell you to stop. So now stop. How many beers did you say you had? Terry? Terry? Terry.
With at least 12 beers under his belt, it's no surprise Terry has blown high range.
I have to tell you, you are under arrest for the purposes of breath analysis as well. Just stop in the car for a minute. Have you... Yeah?
Can you tell me partner, the ex-brother?
Can we tell your partner? We can inform him for it.
She's their life's not working.
No, you've just threatened someone in my presence. You've told me that you've made a threat.
That threat
Up in there.
and high-range drink driving might mean Terry will be seeing more than just the inside of a paddy wagon.
Righto, mate. We'll head back to the police station now.
Tradie Daniel has found himself in hot water after blowing long range at a roadside rest.
Блин, вот это сделал.
Sort of build a repair, man. You can fix it. Yeah.
But a rash decision to have one too many knockoff beers is one problem Daniel
No.
can't fix.
Always wonder, you know, probably can't sit right on the edge of the liquid. 2 and probably a half one before I left and said, oh, that's probably enough, you know.
I would suggest he's actually probably quite a lot 3 or 4 hours ago. He'll still be registering the illegal in it.
Back at the station, knowing his speeding could easily go up, Daniel's feeling a little less relaxed.
If you were to lose your license, what would happen to you? What would happen? Get rid of it? Oh, yeah.
Instant, yeah. That's trying to back down, but
Yeah. Nervous?
mate, what you believe in? It's like tuna and vice versa steak for that.
What you can afford for dinner is a big deal in any bloke's book. No license equals no money.
Hence why, isn't it?
I'm nervous for you, mate.
Cheers, bro. I appreciate it.
The time of your last drink?
It'll be like 5:30, something like that. Rainy.
Yeah.
I didn't buy it, don't judge me.
Nah, that's alright. Did you have any food during while you were drinking?
Yeah, that's okay.
Bacon.
It's not too bad.
Alright, Daniel. Very simple.
He'll need to blow under this time if he wants to keep his job.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop there.
instrument has analysed a sample of your breath and returned a reading of 0.037 grams of alcohol in 210 litres of breath.
This is their front doors again. It does make me feel better.
Next time you go out for dinner
I have to learn my lesson.
and you drink number 3 put in front of you, what do you reckon you'll do with it?
Oh, I'll save it for next time.
Good, eh?
Yeah.
Wait till you get home.
Poor man Daniel is back in business.
Nice meeting you.
And so pretty happy. Come under, so yeah, get to take yourself home tonight. Still happy with the job.
It was really just a bad judgment call. He didn't leave enough time after he's drunk to drive. He obviously cares about his job, about what he does. He's generally a law-abiding good bloke.
Having battled breast cancer and survived a tough life,
It's over this way. A couple of bucks here.
Mum of 6 Catherine faces another test, whether she drove with drugs in her system.
I'm not going to deny there's a few people under like the sort. I've never walked in and told, so I'm thinking I'm not going to put anybody in this. At the end of the day, I'm responsible for who's at my home, what goes on.
Plus, Catherine is denying she consumed any drugs herself.
Yes, we're not.
Alright, Catherine. The results come back in. Unfortunately, it's bad news. Come back positive and we're getting better news.
It was absolutely sick. I'm shocked. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just, that's all.
The only hope for Catherine now is that her final lab result comes back with a negative reading.
Well, it's interesting to come back positive and I can hurt my daughter or someone else out there. But I hopped in that car to find out good.
Well, best of luck with everything and the kids, and perhaps there's a lesson for all the learned from what Catherine has at some point in recent times taken illicit drugs. It's pretty straightforward. Big problem.
In Gosford, 36-year-old Terry blew high range after saying he downed a dozen beers.
Well, Terry, I have to tell you, are under arrest for the purpose of breath analysis.
And for a chaser, he's added a threat towards his ex-partner.
Well, not words, Max. No, you've just threatened someone, asking me to tell her that her life was not worth living. Very silly.
Back at the station, he tries to explain himself.
Okay, you've done my item? Yeah. You've been working at the pain working using those children. No.
Instead, he said he decided to down 4 long necks of beer. That's 12 standard drinks. Then confront his ex-partner.
He'd been drinking this afternoon at that time. I'm going to stop him. We basically pretty much says he doesn't love me that well. That chops me up, man. I'll tell her, the kid, and she told me that, for real. I'll try to do it.
Yeah, I'm not saying not, but we couldn't get really driving, so we didn't know.
No, that's what I'm doing.
I'll give you no idea.
Where's it done? Where's it done?
Okay, can you volunteer for me to take that?
Tonight, Terry's drinking and his actions may finally put him behind bars
There we are, son.
and away from his 2-year-old son.
Straight up and do what I do. Otherwise, my chance going on, I'll be dead. We got that chance, we'll be dead.
Alright, so it's instrument has analysed a sample of your breath, returning a reading of 0.176. So no.
It's pretty high,
Yep, over high range. It's almost 4 times.
It's not just about alcohol for Terry tonight. got a lot of other issues, and he needs to look at the problem, and he needs to get help for it. And he could have hurt a lot of people, a lot of innocent people tonight.
Before Terry spends his night in the cells, Sergeant Farmer takes him aside.
You know what the problem is? Went off the rails today.
I was thinking, you know, I had a drink and I wanted to tell her how I felt.
No. Not the answer, but is it? I've been in the situation, yeah. You miss a solution, but hey, you gotta just get on with life and don't let alcohol take control. Mate, get on the straight and narrow. Keep going, you know. So you can look after yourself. Keep your mind right. Don't have him in 20 years' time coming through that door. There's always hope in everyone. Doesn't matter how bad. There is some glimmer of hope that you can help someone. You can't fix the past, but you can fix what's going to happen in the future.
Well, the message is, if you go through a tough time, don't drink drive. Because in the end of the day, if you hurt someone, you could be locked up for the rest of your life.
You can get your son. Alright?
Yeah, through there. Thank you.
No worries.
No, I appreciate your talk. Thank you. It's not work. No, really. You shouldn't drink drive.
Terry was convicted of high-range drink driving, breaching an ABO, and common assault. He was sentenced to 11 months in jail to be served as intensive correction in the community. He was disqualified from driving for 6 months and ordered to use an interlock device for 2 years. Catherine's laboratory test came back positive to methamphetamine. She was disqualified from driving for 6 months and fined $500.
Еще одна.
Tonight on RBT,
Instances have a case of vehicles. No, surprise is over. Yeah, but see, I think you don't lean into me, mate.
There's no excuse for turning to illicit substances to assist in playing road.
Personally, I'd like to get some sleep at night.
Oh,
Father roadside first case? Sorry.
I've been trying to get somebody that sadly support her doesn't feel good.
Turn it off, don't touch anything. You're under arrest, holding an RBT file.
Sandra, smell good.
Yeah, I wonder what ticket to go, mate.
it's New Year's Eve across New South Wales. The RBT team are out in full force.
Any alcohol tonight?
They've already nabbed hundreds of drink drivers. And it looks like one more is about to be added to the list.
Sorry, guys.
Tommy's had heart and soul between 3:30 and 9:30.
Newcastle, you've been stopped for the purpose of the breath test today. See you in the tube and blow. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop.
Peter Norm was pulled over doing 60 in an 80 zone. A reading now could bring him to a permanent standstill.
Okay, at this point in time, sir, you're under arrest. You can take a positive breath
Не знаю где.
breath test. You'll be going back to the bus.
The 47-year-old celebrated the night with more stubbies than friends at a local beach.
А, там все.
Had a case last night, a case between Street
А, вот тут еще.
PM. Street people. Yeah, 6 till 9:30, 6 to 9:30.
А, это 100 комнат.
He's got a 0 blood alcohol normal and he's just returned a reading 2 times what a full license I will be able to have.
Working at the moment. How long?
Norm's full-time job now is his grandchildren, getting them to and from school. So it's essential this grandpa P-plater keeps his license.
Yeah, well, coming back this one. Double.
That's not gonna happen.
Realising he's in trouble, Norm is not taking this sitting down.
Have a seat here? No, you can have a seat over here. Norman, you're in our custody.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to sit over here. Okay?
No, because you're in my custody at the moment. Sit down. You're not a police officer in your custody at the moment. So have a seat on the chair.
Run on you.
Yeah, so sit on the chair. Sit on the chair.
I look at run on you.
Sit on the chair. Why are you being argumentative? It's a seat, mate. Seriously, because that just goes to your level of intoxication. The fact that you're arguing with me, why don't I believe you? I don't even know you.
Shoot a switch.
Yeah, but you know I'm a police officer in custody for a breath test at the moment. I don't understand why you're being argumentative. It just goes to that's the problem. People have a few drinks, they start to get argumentative and they can't follow simple requests. Get my face, stand there. Don't lean into me, mate.
Early morning on the south coast of New South Wales.
Thank you.
And police have set up a large operation on a major thoroughfare.
Thank you.
These days, it's not just drink driving they're targeting. Mobile drug testing is more prevalent on the roads than ever before.
We're here trying to maximise our profile, so hopefully we want to deter people from abusing. That's our goal today.
And it's not long before they get their first customer. A driver with a soft spot for bushranger Ned Kelly. And that's not all.
Looks like he had a canvas in his system. I'm looking out telling the bad news. Bring him over the truck. Yep, reading his rights, mate.
It's showing me you got some canvas in the system. We're going to do a further testing on you.
For the 54-year-old, it's a painful trip up the stairs into the MDT bus.
Oh, he's had the back surgery.
Okay, that just fit quite a few years ago. I took over when I was working and cut a few vertebrae and dropped any lifting capacity that I've got to next to nothing.
Craig claims that pain is the reason he's flouting the law.
Have you had any medical treatment, mate?
Be back, yes. Yeah.
Or have you taken any drugs?
Oh, every now and again I smoke, so I have to smoke. Yeah. But last night to get to sleep.
Driving cannabis in the system is and continues to be illegal.
So there you go, take that there. Make sure you keep your lips sealed as best you can.
Although Craig says cannabis offers comfort from chronic back pain, his license gives him the freedom to skip town on regular holidays.
The wife can't go caravans, we can't go on holiday or nothing. It'll make it a bit difficult.
So that'll be enough. Yeah, that'll do.
If it happens, well, it's just something you have to deal with. That's his life. And that might have had something very right.
Craig's taking it all in his stride, but like his hero Ned, he could end up on the wrong side of the law. After a day of record temperatures, there's a storm brewing south of Sydney. And things are not off to a good start.
The reason you've been stopped today, sir, is stopping at the stop sign at Warwick Street there at Burford. Is there any reason why you didn't stop?
I actually just rushed to my brother's place so I could pick up the dog. Okay, with the storm coming.
Yeah. Okay. Look, unfortunately, you are going to receive a different notice. Should a car had to come around and corner you out to see owners.
For this driver, running a stop sign to collect his dog comes at a hefty price.
Okay, so there's your license back. 3 points, $319. I do understand what you're trying to say. There's a storm coming, we can see it there, and if you have an accident on the way, it's no good, kid dog.
A wrong decision behind the wheel can spell disaster in this kind of weather. Add alcohol, and things can get deadly. Knowing that drivers often tempt fate and risk the drive home in the rain, officers approach a popular watering hole. They spot a driver in a red station wagon who appears a little unsure about where he's going. And a quick license check raises a red flag.
People's come up on this 5 learner's license. See.
Evening, driver.
Go ahead.
Got you, Dad. Have you got your driver's license there?
No, mate, I haven't got a driver's license.
Have you ever had a license?
I only had a loans moment.
That's a good one.
You had any alcohol at all?
That's a good.
Yes,
This is good.
probably about 5 minutes, 5 more time.
So far, old Glenn is off to a flying start. And it's an expired learner. He's been flying under the radar. He's also admitted to drinking this evening.
10 minutes now. So, why?
No matter what he blows, Glenn knows his evening is heading straight down the drain.
All right, so unfortunately, you failed the roadside breath test, so you're under arrest.
This is the point that I'll say, and I hope you hold on to it. Sorry, Mum.
Having tested positive for cannabis on his roadside drug test,
It's showing me you've got some cannabis in your system.
self-confessed
What are
toxicology
you
Craig
eating?
is channeling the ghost of his hero, Ned Kelly.
I keep jumping up and down, carrying on. Yeah, such is life.
Craig claims he uses cannabis to help with chronic back pain.
And that's one of the only things you can take that doesn't affect your liver.
But it can affect your driving. Up until now, Craig's managed to avoid roadside testing, but a conviction could leave him behind driving with a suspended license.
Seems it's kind of positive reading with cannabis. Okay, as a result of positive reading, you're going to be issued prohibition on your driving for a period of 24 hours.
Yeah, no, I just had some gas sleep last night. I thought I'd be right today, so yeah. Long again.
Craig's license depends on the lab result, and just like Ned, he could have a date with a magistrate.
Good afternoon. Craig claims that he uses the cannabis to assist with pain relief for his bad back. If you have a genuine problem, go and speak to your local doctor, your general practitioner, and maybe seek some advice from him in relation to it.
Personally, I'd like to get some sleep at night. You know, I can deal with 2 or 3 hours, but when it's going shorter than that, be up and down like the yo-yo all night, no. I've got to smoke to go to sleep.
We all hope that everybody learns a lesson from it today, and today just happened to be the day that Craig's done.
I'll smoke. I get the wife to drive. And then what you'd like.
As the sun rises over the waters of Newcastle, so too does the temperature between Officer Muddle and Heat-laden Norm.
Get out of my face. Stand there. Don't lean in. Don't lean into me, mate.
After admitting to drinking 12 stubbies, then blowing twice the legal limit roadside, the 47-year-old is now stubbornly refusing to sit down.
You can't follow a simple request to sit down. I ain't got to run. Yeah, so sit on the chair. Sit on the chair. Folding your arms, leaning in, not doing as you're told.
That's a good one. This is bad. This is bad.
Yeah,
It's
that's
down
cool.
back.
I appreciate you cooperating. I appreciate you cooperating, that's fine. So it was a simple request for him to sit down before he fell down. With him having a skinful, it was just the right option to have him sit down. Eventually he complied.
Shut up.
We'll get you out of here.
Чего мешает? А это мешает. Отвали.
We're also looking for him down in Lake Illawarra.
Задолбал.
Police caught Scaffold
Oh,
Glen driving
still
an expired learner's permit and with a mid-range roadside reading to alcohol.
All right, sir. Unfortunately, you failed the roadside breath test.
Right now, he's more worried about what Mum will think.
Sorry, Mum.
This gentleman had a learner's license, which has expired in 2014, so he's driving whilst unlicensed and intoxicated. He was slightly slurring his words, and I could smell intoxicating liquor coming from
Коробки
the window of the vehicle.
нету. Надеюсь, все.
I do understand the gravity of the situation. I'm not being
Нету.
I'm not stressing or anything like that. I just know
Еще одна.
Yep, that's fine. So I noticed that quite a few years ago, you've already done a breath test before? Oh.
I understand you still your job, you want to make it.
Так интересно получается. Ну,
Everyone makes mistakes. We don't judge. What do you do for a trust? Just working local?
No, but Sydney, I would go to train in Sydney.
You're scaffolding today up there?
Yeah.
What about warm?
Very quiet. Because if it's someone place, then it's on the best I've been like over too, so they'll probably stuff it up more smokes.
At the police station, Glenn admits that today wasn't the only wrong move he's made.
Just always been wrong, the wrong record. Didn't give a shit. Once upon a time, didn't give a shit.
Just step through for me.
Reality sets in as Glenn thinks about the person he's hurt the
я
most
вижу
on
коробки.
those wild days.
It's been a few years since I've just
Где, блин?
it's just one of these things.
Some details.
Shot not a long time. Stress gets on top of you. Made a bad choice. Kick up the bundle and everything.
Не знаю.
At the breath testing station,
I've asked you to sit down, and that's why you're sitting down.
Norm finally accepts his fate as he waits for his secondary breath test.
Now we'll get your test done, we'll give you some paperwork, and we'll get you out of here.
As a P-plater, Norm is supposed to blow 0, but he returned a roadside reading double the normal limit.
And if you'd been down the beach, I thought I might be all right. Right around me.
That's what Norm would like to think. But half a slab of stubbies over 3 hours is a lot more than just a few beers.
Right, I'll just stand up for us. Hold onto the hose. Nice big breath. And blow it across through to stop. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Stop. Thank you.
Although Norm says he finished his last drink almost 7 hours ago, only a minor miracle could take him back to 0 now.
So let me just ensure that analyzed sample of your breath. Turn a reading of 0.079 grams of alcohol in 210 litres of breath. Good answer, Si? No?
Norm's reading just sneaks him into the low range category.
I'm like a bit of a wake up already.
And his New Year's resolution?
Stay and be. That's right. I get a taxi or a bus.
Catching a taxi or a bus was a smart move.
Unfortunately for Norman, he asked a friend to come and drive the car, and David actually turned up.
Meet Norm's plan B. Kung Fu Dave.
Yeah, kid. Norm asked me to drive his car. You went more than half a kilometre, got picked up.
During a mobile drug check, police picked up unlicensed Dave who returned a positive reading to methamphetamine. Kung Fu Dave is not quite the plan B police have in mind. South of Sydney, drink driving to avoid getting wet has seen
Опять. Задолбали задолбали. Задолбали задолбали. Ну, идиот!
I'm up with a bit of a wake up call, really.
And his New Year's resolution?
Plan B.
О, доступно уже.
What's more?
А, это это.
Catching a taxi or a bus was a smart
А, ну
move.
посмотри.
Unfortunately for Norman, he asked a friend
А это.
the car, and David actually turned up.
Meet Norm's
То есть,
plan B.
чего?
Kung Fu Dave. Pick up unlicensed Dave, who returned a positive reading to methamphetamine. Kung Fu Dave is not quite the plan B police have in mind. South of Sydney, drink driving to avoid getting wet has seen scaffolder Glenn's evening collapse in a heap.
Стратегия какая-то. Я не знаю, как это.
Luckily,
Нет, слишком на стол, просто на стол. Не, так тут все на полу стоит. Не годится. Как хочешь, а то на пол поле. Что еще?
With a low range reading roadside and 6 standard drinks under his belt, Glenn could easily see his reading climb up to mid-range.
That's it, thank you. See you again.
I think Mum thinks I'm an angel. So this on her was just doesn't feel good.
Hello, how are you?
In Newcastle, Kung
Sure.
Fu Dave tested positive for methamphetamine roadside on his way to pick up his mate, Grandpa Norm, from the RBT.
My name's Paul Morris. I'll
Is it
be
too?
doing the secondary drug testing.
Is it too?
In relation to the
Well,
drug
I've been-
taking, when did you take that?
My mate said that.
Your mate, yeah, about 12 o'clock. So the gentleman
If you
doesn't
can
have
fuck.
probably a license for a company, non-dependent.
I want to be president of the New Republic. So by the time we get out,
Свобода анималя.
So far,
Oh.
Dave's making the most of his day in the spotlight.
Have you
Не
received
да
any
ба.
no, I need that.
Don't worry about brushing your teeth.
What's it?
Jokes aside, Dave's supposed attempt to help out a mate has backfired.
Те.
I took the risk, but no, I mean,
Будь она анималя.
Alright, Dave. I've returned a negative reading for cannabis, a positive reading
Будь
for
анималя.
methamphetamine.
Будь.
Dave was one of these lovable characters that we get to meet. Unfortunately today, it didn't go his way. Sometimes we do things for the right reasons, sometimes we do things for the wrong reasons. We're all wrong, we're all individuals, we all make mistakes. David didn't hold a valid driver's license either, so whilst he's compliant with us and acknowledges that he has respect for the police, he clearly doesn't have much respect for the road.
He's doing bad.
In that state
But-
without a driver's license, driving someone else's car that came unnoticed less than an hour earlier to police.
Все сделал. Что там еще? Опять, блин. Круг еще какая-то. Где она, блин? Где? И ты кофе. А. Да ты, блин.
After capping off a hard day's work with the equivalent of 6 standard drinks at home, then driving to the pub without a license,
Okay, we'll just jump off here, Glenn.
Glenn knows his chances of ever getting behind the wheel again are slim.
Other Glenn has registered a reading of 0.061 grams of alcohol and 210 litres of beer. Okay, 1.06.
Honestly, first thought was, oh shit. I did promise her at one stage I'd be good to get the license when I was 40. But I don't get too long of suspension, hopefully I'll have a lifetime of 15.
obviously you're going through something in your life and it's just causing you to not think clearly and you made a mistake. The main thing is we got you before you made a bigger mistake and hurt someone. Those aftermath, you'll go home and you'll sleep and get ready for work tomorrow.
I'll probably walk for a couple of central, have one or two beers to drag my sorrows, and then walk home. And
there's no driving.
I won't be driving.
Ну, это классно.
Choices, been stressed lately, made a stupid decision and I'm well aware of what I was doing, so yeah.
Is it just your paperwork in relation to the test that you did tonight?
At this point, I'm up against 46 years old. I think I'm getting a bit over that, so yeah, got to start doing the right thing for our boys.
It is unusual for a man of Glenn's age to be on license and as a learner. I feel like he's got a few issues in his life he's trying to sort out. He's made a silly mistake. It's clear that he will learn.
Что за фигня, блин?
Glenn's convicted of low-range drink driving. And disqualified from driving. Norman was convicted of low-range drink driving, fined $350, and disqualified for 3 months. Dave's lab result was positive. He was convicted of driving with an illicit substance in his system, fined $400, and disqualified from holding a license for 3 months. Craig's lab test returned a positive result. He was found guilty but not convicted, with the charge dismissed. Tonight on RBT,
I can't believe you're still standing.
Yeah, I'm stubbing in his car, so I took it out of him. It's pretty just about that. The stop. That's it. Good work. Your test has come back positive for methamphetamine.
This really confused.
She's in denial. So you had nothing else to drink at all? No. Can't been alcohol present.
I'm quite aware of the laws, may have been 8 times before.
When you're arrested, holding an RBT stop.
You look drunk, stand drunk, smell drunk.
Yeah, I took it to go, look.
It's one of the busiest weekends of the year. The road's chock-a-block with families heading off on holidays. For police, that means one thing: more dangerous incidents on the road.
A huge skyline. Professional teams, drivers not intoxicated.
Yeah, copy that. We'll make our way there.
RBT officers Way and Harris raced to the scene of an accident in Sydney's southwest.
The driver uniform, 09 at Delta Echo.
The driver veered off onto a side road, lost control, and ploughed into a fence. If he is, as police suspect, highly intoxicated, he needs to be detained before causing any harm. Incredibly, the car has minimal damage, but the condition of the driver is another story.
Then we had it over the day. Two.
Officers suspect 2 drinks is just the tip of the iceberg. Eyewitness Leslie fills police in on the gaps.
Sitting at the back having a smoke and heard him crash into the COVID just there. Then walked out the front and staggered about 2 metres from the car. So I took his keys and just went left there.
Police need to know how 60-year-old William ended up like this, in no place to drive on this dead-end back road. Perhaps the answer lies in the result shocks everyone.
0.320.
That's more than 6 times over the legal limit, and William is now headed straight to the RBT bus. It's a weekday on the outskirts of Sydney. Police have set up a special operation targeting truckies driving with illicit drugs in their system.
There you go, mate. Good to go. Thank you. Cheers.
But they're not the only ones under scrutiny.
How you going, Melissa? Why don't you send your constable only on task in the Joint Traffic Task Force
Being stopped for a random drug test is the last thing this 25-year-old expected.
Have you had any loose drugs or anything like that? No? When's the last time you might have taken something, or? You had Sudafed 2 nights ago. Okay. What I'll get you to do, there's 2 pink tabs there. Just place them at the top of the back of your tongue, straight down to the front from your face, okay? That's it. Good work. I'll just check them.
On the way to visit her partner, Melissa's day couldn't get any tougher.
Well, look, we're doing testing.
But for police, there are no exceptions.
You have been stopped for testing, so we have to go with that. All right? Won't be long. I want to ask her if she's consumed any drugs. In the last few days, she's denied any illicit drugs. She has stated to me, however, that she's taken some sort of Sudafed tablet.
Questo demonio è sparito.
There's another positive indication to the meth, so I'll go and have a chat with her.
Although Melissa denies that she uses illegal drugs, the only positive right now is her first test result. It's just after midnight, and police are ready to pounce on any unsuspecting drivers heading home who may have had a few too many.
Pero sí too bad. Too bad.
That's all the information officers Thomas and Hicks need to pursue the vehicle. Judging by the way this person is driving, police suspect he may be affected by alcohol.
Yeah, how you going? Yeah, very good. The stuff rather cheap at the job site.
Yeah, mate.
Anything to drink at all?
I just stopped at the water's back tavern. I just got dropped work because I just got in there at the gold. And just on my way home, I got some beers here. Yeah, I had too.
So that's all you had to drink?
Yeah, just had a schooner of gold then, mate. I knocked up last night.
So you've had nothing else to drink at all?
No.
Oh. Just get you to count out 1 to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, that's confirmed alcohol present.
Yeah,
How long ago since you had that last beer?
from Warner's Bay Tavern just to hear of that.
If you didn't drink it while you were driving along.
No.
Yeah, so how long ago since you had the last beer?
Never here. Probably 3 minutes.
Sounds like driver Rod is in no mood for details.
But he's not got to a third, mate.
Yeah, I know. I heard that, but what I'm saying is, how long ago did you have the beer?
Just now at Warner's Bay Tavern.
Right.
Just now.
Oh, Rod's probably police suspect he may have had more beers than he's letting on.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait 15 minutes before we do the test. You don't have to wait 15 minutes. You can do the test right now. But if you go over, you'll be arrested and taken back.
Well, I'm quite aware of the laws, mate. I've been
Too bad.
How long does it sit here and wait?
With alcohol already registering on his breath and claiming he's just finished a drink, this ex-publican offers to wait for 15 minutes before blowing into the roadside breathalyzer.
How long ago since you last?
2002. I will never go again. Can guarantee you.
Oh,
Every time for that.
yeah.
19 days.
Yeah.
4 months is a long time to be behind bars, away from work and family. Equally, 15 minutes can feel like an eternity when your future depends on it.
This is too bad. This is too funny. Oh.
It's crunch time.
Okay. Thank you.
A night of conviction, and this will be the last drinks for Rod. After losing control of his vehicle on a back road, locals found 60-year-old William stumbling from his car. He's dazed, confused, and more than 6 times over the legal limit.
I gave him a breath test, which turned a really, really high reading of 0.320, which is extremely high. He should be nowhere near a motor vehicle.
What's staggering to police is that William even
Peak holiday season.
that's more than 50 kilometres driving under the influence, with other drivers and families on the road.
He's very lucky he didn't have an accident and injure anyone else.
Local man Leslie was first on the scene.
In fact, the category,
And I seen you had
Pensa tão fácil.
sub in his car.
Pensa tão fácil. Pensa lindo. Pensa tão fácil.
Asking if you wanted something to eat, and he drank the water, but he still blew like nearly 6 times over, so the water didn't do shit.
Okay, you're now under arrest. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to. Same thing you say I'll do can be used in evidence in court. You understand that?
Even
Pensa
more
tão
alarming,
fácil.
William doesn't seem to comprehend the severity of what he's done.
They're going to take you back to the road.
Pensa tão fácil.
What's the charge? We're under arrest at this point. Before breath analysis.
You're going over the limit roadside, okay? Alright, so in this way.
William's
Pensa
wobbly
tão fácil.
on the way to the police car, he offers another reason why.
Trip off the road, son.
Alright, okay. A bit unsteady there, so.
Yeah, I am. Alright, come over this way, mate.
Чисто убрано в доме.
Pretty unsteady on his feet, slurring with his words. He did state that he had a triple bypass, but early today he said where his first beer was around 10 o'clock.
Not too tired, are you, sir?
History of drink driving is quite substantial, and it's going to be another one added to his list.
But at over 6 times the legal limit, and with multiple offences already, William isn't just facing an automatic suspension of his licence, he's also facing a stint behind bars. Melissa's day has gone from bad to worse.
Is my mum giving this
The mother of 2 claims she's never touched illegal drugs, and after a harrowing morning, she tested positive to methamphetamine roadside.
oh, Melissa, your test has come back positive to methamphetamine. Okay, so at this stage you're under arrest. I'll get you to step out of the vehicle and we're going to go over to the van down here and we're going to do a secondary
Это
test.
с пятой.
Pending the outcome of that, we'll determine whether or not you can drive.
Melissa says the only drugs she's consumed are cold and flu tablets.
Видите, даже
Pull the
пробовать,
keys
блин.
out, jump out of the car for a sec. Right, just come with me down to the bus down here.
The first roadside drug test is
Oh,
just an
humbling.
indicator.
I'll just show you. There's the second line in the meth, okay? The first one's your control line over there, and the second one here you see it's just a little bit fainter than the first one. You have to compliment. Okay, well I'll ask you some questions in here anyway, okay?
Melissa's second sample in the drug testing bus might clear up any confusion.
Have you ever consumed any sort of illicit drug at all? No, so there's no reason why the test will come back positive because you've taken any methamphetamine? No? Okay. So where were you off to today? You're off to jail? To visit your partner? Okay. Just down there at Windsor, is it?
A journey after your mother's funeral to visit your partner in jail would be upsetting enough. Officer O'Neill gives Melissa another chance to explain.
Again, are you taking any tablets, drugs, insulin, aspirin sprays, or medicine?
No, it's just stupid. Chill out.
Okay, what was that for?
Last roll.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so what I want you to do, just with your tongue inside your teeth, swipe all that, collect as much saliva as you can. Okay, so, you understand? Excellent, go for it.
With a partner in jail and 2 young kids at home, the last thing Melissa needs is another positive result for methamphetamine.
Okay, so you take it out from the teeth. Thank you very much. Okay, that's the one that's going to be sent to the laboratory for testing. Okay? What will happen is now I'm going to put this into the device over here.
But her roadside drug test begs to differ. Now, Melissa's hoping the second indicated test backs her claim.
Okay, Melissa, He's come back positive to meth, okay, and negative to cannabis. Right? Can you elaborate why it might have come back positive to meth? It doesn't test for pseudoephedrine.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Absolutely no idea.
Touch drugs.
Okay, well, it's come back positive to methamphetamine at this stage. Okay, so what's going to happen from here is you're going to be issued with a notice of prohibition not to drive for 24 hours. Okay, so you'll have to organise for someone to come and get the car. Alright? So there's no reason why it come back positive to meth. You can recall?
No, I don't think so. Drugs.
It's a bitter pill to swallow, but Melissa is sticking to her story.
I'm just for the kids.
Yeah. You've got to understand from a police point of view, we get told that all the time. I have the answer, I'm not calling you a liar, but that's why we'll take the secondary test. So when it goes off to the lab, they actually test it for meth or for cannabis. So just sit tight for 6 weeks to see how we go with that.
The final and conclusive lab test should clear up any further doubt. In the meantime, Melissa's off the road for 24 hours.
Her explanation is that she hasn't taken anything. She's in denial about taking any kind of methamphetamine and has no reason why it's tested positive.
It's been a tense roadside wait for pub worker Rod. Having spent time in the slammer for repeat drink driving, have police just nabbed him at his 9th time?
Okay. No worries.
There you go. And that's why I work well in the bar and do a little night work. Just got had 1 minute on my way home from the tavern.
Yeah.
I got 1 week in there. When I get home, I sit down and put my jams on, put the telly on.
So Rod is living proof you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Thanks, bud. Thanks, bud.
They're never going to get me. They'll never even get me again, never. I must actually learn by mistake, some of the time. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It took me a while to learn. Well, my wife will have something else in the table for you when I get home. Everyone have a story to tell.
Southwest of Sydney, 60-year-old driver William is under arrest for drink driving after crashing his car.
In fact, the category...
He then blew a staggering .320 roadside, over 6 times the legal limit.
How are you, William? You alright, mate? Oh, that's right.
William says he spent the night celebrating at his sister's place in Wollongong, but police suspect he's been topping up the tank all day.
Did you have anything to eat during the day?
That's right, we had 3, and then by the time you hit 3, that's it. And then you had 4, then you had 5, and before you know it, you're well over.
A seasoned drinker, this is not the first time police have had to curb William's on-road behaviour.
When was the last time you've been stopped for the PCA? Yeah, right.
6 years ago. When we finish this, alright? Yeah, I don't want you falling over.
At the RBT bus, although William claims he did most of his drinking last night, he's very foggy on the figures.
How many do you reckon you had last night?
8.
8? Only 8. 9? 9? 10? 20?
No.
I reckon you probably had about 12 last night.
10?
10? Did you have any today?
I had 1.
Only 1 today. Yeah.
Either way, it still doesn't add up to a roadside reading that's over 6 times the legal limit.
I do believe that he had a big night the night before, but he would have had to consume several beers today to keep him at that level. By law, you must provide us with a sample, and if you fail to supply us a sample, that carries the same penalty as a high range. Okay? So you're better off just to supply a sample and take your chances.
Что за фигня? Задолбало. This isn't wet.
Oh, that's right.
William says he spent the night celebrating at his sister's place in Wollongong, but police suspect he's been topping up the tank all day.
Did you have anything to eat during the day? Literally. You know, it's nibble, I all day, there's a couple of things.
That's right, you have 3, and then by the time you hit 3, that's it. And then you have 4, then you have 5, and before you know it, you're well over.
A seasoned drinker, this is not the first time police have had to curb William's on-road behaviour.
What was the last time you've been stopped for PCA?
What did you say? Yeah, right.
Not going out now and smoke.
When we finish this, right? Yeah, when you fall over.
At the RBT bus, although William claims he did most of his drinking last night, he's very foggy on the figures.
How many do you reckon you had last night? 8. 8? Only 8. 9, 9, 10, 20? No. I reckon you probably had about 12 last night. 10? 10. Do you have any? I had 1. Only 1. So, yeah.
Either way, it still doesn't add up to a roadside reading that's over 6 times the legal limit.
I do believe that he had a big night the night before, but he would have had to consume several beers today to keep him at that level. By law, you must provide us with a sample, and if you fail to supply us a sample, that carries the same penalty as a high range. Okay? So you're better off just to supply a sample and take your chances. Deep breath in. So he looks around it. And blow. Blow, blow. Come on, blow, 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 blow. No, stop. Right, you haven't provided a sufficient sample. 1 go is over. You've only got another 2 goes. If you fail to supply a sample, you'll be committing an offence.
Officer Way is starting to wonder if William is stalling for time.
Blow. Blow, blow, blow. Okay, you're blowing too softly. Just stop. What's wrong with the balloon? Okay?
No amount of stalling will save William today.
Okay, so you need to still get lips around it and blow on. Okay?
1 more fail, and William is automatically charged at high range.
Deep breath in and still get lips around it and blow. Blow, 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 blow. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Beautiful. You're right. One down. The instrument has analysed the sample of your breath and returned a reading of 0.256. Is there anything you want to say about that? No? You do realise that's over 5 times the legal limit. Okay. Alright, you're now going to be charged with high range drink driving. Your licence will be suspended on the spot. It's highly unlikely that you'll be driving at least in the next 12 months, probably next couple of years. You could have killed someone, couldn't you? Oh, you could have killed yourself. Killed yourself? Yeah. Might be time to give up the grog. What do you think?
Well, I've been told that about 10 times in the last month.
And grog. Forgot grog? Happens in the end, doesn't it? Might not get you the first time, but we will get you eventually.
It's a sobering thought. And with a history of drink driving like his, there's a good chance William now faces jail.
At the end of the day, he was a lovely bloke to deal with, in general terms, but it doesn't take away from the absolute criminality of what he's done. He's put his own life and the lives of other road users at risk, and we're just fortunate enough that the collision that he had today wasn't more significant.
William was convicted of high range drink driving. He was sentenced to 18 months imprisonment with a non-parole period of 12 months. His license was disqualified for 5 years. Melissa's laboratory test came back positive to methamphetamine. She was fined $1,000 and disqualified from driving for 6 months.
To get some food and I should have known. That's on my license, I'm going to start. I'm not trying to be difficult, keep it in there.
Thank you very much.
Turn it off, don't touch anything.
Don't do this. I already been RBC side.
Look drunk, sound drunk, smell drunk.
Yeah, I wonder if I took it to go, look.
Які часи?
On the picturesque south coast of New South Wales, the Highway Patrol has a lot of ground to cover, so a solid tip is always worth investigating.
The water police have seen somebody they want us to have a look at. They're not in a position due to the amount of traffic that's in front of them. So we'll pick it up.
Senior constables Ross and Butler position themselves roadside and wait.
Right, it's a Mazda. I'd say that you white Mazda 323. Yeah. Yeah, South 238, just confirming with Water Police 75. We've got a white Mazda 323, possibly the correct vehicle.
Would that be his white voice? White Mazda 323, mate.
Finally, police are able to stop the vehicle.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you? I'm Brad Ross from the Highway Patrol. Any alcohol to drink today?
They've one stubby earlier.
One study earlier on. No problems. How long ago did you finish that one?
Oh, an hour. I didn't know.
A couple of hours?
An hour, I reckon, anyway.
An hour ago. No worries. What I'm going to do is, because you've indicated that you have had some alcohol in drink, okay, I'm just going to go straight to the straw.
51-year-old Steve is happy to comply.
Okay, so just hang on, I'll tell you when. So nice deep breath. Okay, go for your life. Keep on going, keep on blowing. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop now. Okay, Stephen, the good news for you, all zeros today, so you've given yourself plenty of time.
You're going to be very low as an even show.
So do you mind just pulling your glasses down a little bit? Great. Now, as I said, we're doing some random testing. Have you taken any cannabis, meth?
I'm on the methadone program, so it's an opioid. Right, so I don't know whether that'll show up.
No, we're only looking for methamphetamines, speed, other amphetamines, ice, or cannabis. Okay? So have you taken cannabis recently?
Oh, look, for the last 20 years, you could have tested me any time of any day. I probably would have shown up.
Yeah, you probably would have shown up, but not using that much?
No.
What I need you to do is swirl your tongue around inside your mouth. Just hold that just down towards the end now. I need you to poke your tongue out. Yep, and then rub it on your tongue. Yeah, give it another go. It's just a little bit dry. So just one more. Yep, one more. That's it. Yeah, that's good.
Steve seemed confident he'd blow under for alcohol, but when it comes to drugs, Steve is a worried man. Further up the south coast, in the town of Bomaderry, the temperature is tipping 40 degrees.
Oh, you pretty good.
When the heat rises, so does the temptation to drink and drive.
Number 1 up to 10.
And police double their efforts to catch those that do.
I'll stop you for quick random testing.
After 8 years on the beat, Senior Constable Mo Dillon has developed a sixth sense for trouble. So even a slight hesitation from a turning vehicle is enough to arouse suspicion. Constable Dillon's about to find out if his gut instinct is right. I'll just stop this car. See how we go.
Yeah, how you doing, sir? I've just stopped you for food. I ended up testing. You been drinking?
Okay.
What do you have?
We have 3 or 4.
After cooling off with his young family and a few cold ones at the beach, 30-year-old Justin was headed to the shop.
Thank you, sir. Okay, as long as you, sir, I'll tell you when to stop.
Justin's moments of hesitation could mean family lunch is a long time coming.
So you are under arrest for the purpose of breath analysis. Just jump out of the car.
With his afternoon taking a different direction, it looks like Justin will have some explaining to do to his wife.
We won't be going back to the police station. We got an RBT bus this
Yes, I've seen it.
You see it? Yeah.
I sort of mentioned this before, so
Yeah.
I've been through other things.
What have you done in the past?
Driving DUI under marijuana. The last time was a black house.
Weapons? Yeah.
Justin moved to the coast to make a fresh start. But getting behind the wheel after a morning knocking back beers, and Justin is right back to square one. No matter where the RBT operation is, there will always be those drivers that try to outsmart police.
10 for me.
1, 2, 3.
And when they do try, it's like a red rag to a bull.
That's enough. Something like that.
The driver stopped just before the RBT bus and attempted an illegal U-turn.
He's got the left flicker on here and the right flicker on. He's going to do a U-turn and the double line. You realise that's not feasible.
With nowhere to hide, the driver pulled over. This is the fourth person tonight in under 30 minutes who thought they could escape the inevitable.
Hello, sir. Senior Constable Harris from Crowfield Fire Patrol. Why'd you stop over there? Why did I go for today, so?
Inside the car is the man's son.
Oh, how old's he? He's 10, is he? Have you license there? Any alcohol tonight? Yeah? Maybe that's why you stopped.
Anyone drink driving with a child on board is
Explain that until I say stop, alright?
You want me to breathe in?
Yes. Put your mouth on it. Blow. What you gotta do is put your seal your mouth around the tube.
Okay.
Like you're blowing up a balloon.
Okay.
Okay? Keep going, keep going. No, stop. I'll tell you when to stop, okay? Just blow, and I'll say stop. That's when you stop, okay, alright? Keep going. Did I say stop?
No, I haven't stopped.
You did.
Let me stop. It's hard. I'm trying to.
No, it's not hard.
I'm trying to.
It's a sweltering day on the south coast.
So you are under arrest for the purpose of breath analysis.
Laborer Justin is playing it cool when he reveals he's been in hot water with the police before.
Weapons?
Yeah.
Get back to the window down the road. Raising a family and obviously outside.
Justin has 3 very good reasons for going on the straight and narrow.
I've got 1 2.5-year-old and the police.
Good, man.
The police car again.
It's not where he ever planned to be again. And in the RBT bus, Justin reveals his hopes for a sea change down on the coast.
I'm a class of a trade. Wasn't much work in Sydney, so came down here for another job and started a family.
Another mid-range reading, and his plans could be in tatters.
Keep on going.
Lying out there for similar seniors. That's what indicated straight away.
Southwest of Sydney, a driver caught police attention when he pulled up short, then attempted a U-turn right before the RBT bus.
And the alcohol tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah? Maybe that's why you stopped.
Amika is driving his 10-year-old son home from a birthday party.
Explains that until I say stop, alright?
Okay.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop.
But he appears to be running out of puff.
It's hard. I'm trying to.
Mate, it's not hard.
I'm trying to.
Okay.
Okay. Let me do it. I'm trying to.
Alright, you see your lips around it.
Okay.
One continuous breath. Keep going. Did I say stop?
No, I haven't stopped.
You
I didn't
did.
stop. I didn't stop. I'll keep going. I didn't stop.
You did.
One more fail, and Amika is under arrest.
I've got high blood pressure, so that's why. Let me try.
Shouldn't affect your breath.
Let me
You
try.
don't have a lung condition, do you?
No, long. High blood pressure. Yeah.
Alright. Slow. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop.
If Amika was stalling for time, it could all be for nothing.
Well, no, how was it? Will you return a negative reading, okay? Alright, so you're right to drive. Don't stop short of nothing, T-side. Alright, doesn't look good.
Okay.
Alright, just continue on.
Thank you so much.
See you later.
Thank you.
You're laughing now.
I know.
You're laughing now. Look here.
No, I'm very happy to do that.
Yeah, but
It doesn't have to do that.
oh, really?
It's done ever. I don't have it.
That's been a great experience.
I know. I don't know.
That's our first.
Yeah, that's all.
And then now.
Yes. So now you know the amount of drinks you can have. He's actually quite a character. He made us all laugh. He was quite relieved. He just wanted to take his son home and use his first experience breath test, and I'm sure he'll remember it.
I'm quite happy.
I'm very, very happy.
So do you mind just pulling your glasses down a little bit?
Police on the south coast of New South Wales have their eye on a suspect driver.
We got some information from the Water Police that they were driving behind this vehicle and it was caught up in traffic. We saw the vehicle come into town and we're in a position to intercept the vehicle. Now, as I said, we're doing some testing.
After passing the breath test without a hitch, driver Steve admits he's a cannabis user.
One more. Yep. One more. That's it.
Yeah. So really,
The weight appears to make him
Yeah. Why you not in here? Yeah, straight up.
but it isn't cannabis Steve tests positive for.
You've come up positive to methamphetamine. Okay, so at this stage you're under arrest for the purpose of a secondary oral fluid test. We're going to take you back to the bus at Maribula. Okay, and then we'll make some arrangements to get you back here.
Steve's keen to get this show on the road.
Gentlemen, let's get it. I've done it.
Police have other plans and search the vehicle instead. What they find puts them on high alert.
Steve? Mate,
You started wearing my name out.
Yep, I've just had a look inside the car. Where you were seated, there was there's a knife seated on the seat.
Inside an RBT bus on the south coast, expectant father of twins Justin resigns himself to the reality of losing his life.
Too.
Probably enough.
After first admitting to 3 or 4 beers, then updating that to 5 or 6, he could be right.
Keep on going, 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 keep on going. Thank you. Okay, Justin, your breath has been analyzed and the machine is telling me the reading of 0.081. What do you say about that?
With another mid-range reading, Justin loses his license on the spot. And for this dad, there'll be no more driving to help out his pregnant wife.
You're not able to drive till you go to the court, which will be 4 or 5 weeks.
After making the call he's been dreading, Justin is left to reflect on the mistakes of the day.
I was only going up the road to get some food, and in this situation, I should have known not to drive. So She's under much stress at the moment, so can't do it. Simple.
In Newcastle, it's 5:30 a.m. on New Year's Day. Peak hour for drink drivers.
Yeah, we'll get your test done, we'll give you some paper, and we'll get you out of here.
Police are flat out dealing with a constant stream of partygoers who took the risk and chose to drive.
Alright, have others in the car been drinking? Yeah, right out. What we'll do is we'll take you outside the car, okay, so there's no other alcohol will affect us, okay? I'll just get you out of the car.
As a P-plater, 20-year-old Chris must have a 0 reading.
And your last drink was at midnight? Take a deep breath, settle around the tube, one long steady breath to a third stop.
He says he stopped drinking as the clock struck 12. And just like Cinderella, this P-plater is hoping for a happy ending.
Your limit is? Return apology, Brody. So, okay, so this time going to that's a breath analysis. Get down to the bus, okay, we'll conduct the breath analysis, okay? Damn it, drink with you overnight. Couple. Yeah, 10 minutes. 10 more. Yeah, what we drinking? We'll just wait for the breath analysis machine. Just have a seat, mate. The traffic volume here is pretty high this morning, and we have had a queue of a number of people lined up at one particular time.
In fact, this queue is the only thing standing between Chris and a long walk home.
So take my licence, I'm going to start, and I need my licence every day, go to work.
Each minute he waits brings him closer to a 0 reading. But will there be enough time?
Let's get it.
After testing positive for methamphetamine, Steve has officers on edge with the discovery of a knife.
I've just had a look inside the car. Where you were seated, there's a knife seated on the seat.
But you pocket knife.
Oh, right. Why are you carrying around a knife? Well, I'm listening. I'm waiting.
It's a tool. I've got no teeth. There's my bloody hand over. I've got to cut it in half.
For police, one man's tool is another man's weapon.
The demeanour of the person that we've got, as well as a knife, being there, they're not being very open and honest with his answers. He's saying that he just doesn't really have a reason to be carrying the knife.
The car Steve was driving belongs to passenger Z. Police decide to check the car.
I'm strongly suspicious about any items that might be in the car. So I'm now having a look through just to see if there is some cannabis or some methamphetamines or things for the there. So there's a number of used syringes in there.
Z claims both the syringes and the bag belong to another friend.
Because if they have contained something today, I would have been asking some very serious questions and you would have probably been yourself into bad. There's keys back. Thank you very much. All right.
Satisfied with the search, officers return to the task at hand. Steve's positive drug test.
You can see your car wasn't into meth today.
Yeah.
So, when did you last take methamphetamine? First time in 10 weeks was yesterday. How did you make it? Did you use the syringe?
Yeah. My 23rd birthday was the first day I ever played video games. How old are you?
When they get back to the bus, Steve's demeanour changes again. If he's going down today, it looks like he's going down swinging.
Not depending on if a lot of smoke then just goes back.
It's illegal. It's illegal. And the thing is that you're going to have to
get really drunk and fighting people.
In Newcastle,
One long steady breath.
handyman Chris is labouring under the weight of going over his 0 limit on his roadside test.
Your limit is 0.
Pete Plater, who drank 10 vodka mixes on New Year's Eve, waited 5 hours before getting into his car.
Your dog will be cleared up, yeah, no problem. Mate, I'll just get you that seat over on the seats over here.
The long testing queue is now the only thing standing between Chris and life without a license.
Some people stop drinking at night and they choose to have a sleep or a rest and then drive in the morning, but they don't realise that the alcohol still could be in their system.
Every minute counts for Chris. The longer he's kept waiting, the closer he is to the zero reading. And now, the moment of truth.
My birthday tomorrow? Yeah, 21. So yeah, I lost my license. I'm pretty good.
So you're going to be wrong?
Yeah, I didn't know if I was going to be over or not. I don't know. I was thinking about sleeping there actually, getting back in the car. Like a little from
Stupid.
Doing the right thing by his girlfriend meant Chris did the wrong thing by the law.
Alright, Chris, with this, want me to stand up?
Stupid.
Dive feet right into it, or you hear a couple of beeps?
This could be one 21st birthday gift he'll never forget.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, stop.
I could have just got a taxi or something. Thinking of that.
Please ensure that otherwise sample your breath and return a reading of 0.017 grams of alcohol into 10 litres of breath. Okay, which places you